Hey everyone, it's me. I wanted to make a video about why I believe estrangement may be justified and necessary, because estrangement today is kind of rampant. And I'm going to give you a couple of just experiences I had within my childhood which caused me to estrange from my mother, and I believe it was for good reason. I think anytime a child is abused by their parent, physically, emotionally, mentally, sexually, etc., when they are able to, they should cut them off. And I'm going to explain three situations, the three experiences that I had, which I believe allows me the opportunity to break free without feeling guilty. The first one applies to a movie called Sybil, and the main star in it in 1976 was Sally Field. And Sybil was the movie about a girl who had multiple personalities, supposedly as a result of severe sexual torture inflicted by her own mother. And so like I said, the movie came out in 1976. I was 6 years old. I didn't know anything about that. Have never been exposed to abuse, sexual abuse, etc. And so, anyways, I remember the movie was on, and my mother explained in detail how Sybil was sexually tortured by her mother. And the details were so graphic that as a little girl I was confused. And being 6 years old, that's not even something you think about. You think about playing and eating, and so my mother described in detail that graphic sexual torture and mutilation of Sybil's genitalia. And I still, even in high school, when the movie came on in psychology class, I had to leave the room. Second one, unfortunate circumstance that happened was when I was a little girl. My dad brought home this parakeet, and I was really excited, and he was my best friend. His name was Sebastian, and I trained him, and he ate seeds out of my mouth, and he'd take a bird bath, and I taught him how to say pretty bird, and he'd fly to me, and he just became my best friend. And one day, unfortunately, I went to the cage, and he was deceased at the bottom of the cage, and I was really sad. And my mom said, well, give him to your uncle so-and-so, he'll bury him for you. And so when I saw my uncle so-and-so again, I said, where did you bury my bird? And he said, like this. I didn't know what that meant. And he said, I threw him out my car window while I was driving down the street. And I was totally shocked and heartbroken. And then the running joke, when we would talk about my beloved bird, my mom would go like this and kind of laugh, because my uncle supposedly had tossed him out the window and didn't give him a proper burial. So it was devastating to me as a child. And the third one had to do with my oldest sister, who ended up speaking with the man who raped me, sided with him. It was brought up in court. And so because of her behaviors, I said to my mom, I don't want to see her. I had reconciled with my mom over time, and said to my mom, I don't want to see my oldest sister. And she said, okay. And then I ended up having a rummage sale at my mom's house about 3 years ago. I think it was 3 years ago. And I said, please tell her not to show up. Well, lo and behold, after a week of getting everything down to my mom's house, 45 minutes to and from my house, and setting up, shortly after, my oldest sister shows up, and I said, I need you to leave. And she said, I don't have to leave. This is mom's house. And so my mom was outside. I said, Mom, please tell her to leave. My mom put her head down. She wouldn't tell her to leave. The police were called. Police went and talked to my mom, and my mom said she doesn't have to leave. So it ended up, I almost went to jail because I lost my stuff. I lost it, and it was anxiety, panic, everything set in. And why why my mom chose these situations, I don't know, made these choices in her life. Why did she tell me about the sexual abuse? Why did she mock my uncle, throwing my bird out the window? Why did she allow my sister, who had caused me severe anxiety and pain, to be in the same space as me when she promised me it wouldn't happen? I don't know, but those are the situations that I'm talking about, which I believe grants us the opportunity and the right to break free. And I, I don't know why my mom behaved like that. My sisters might tell you a different story. They might say my mom was a saint or my mom was great, etc., etc. But I'm just letting you know that it was heartbreaking and traumatizing and abuse when it comes to mental and emotional abuse. So that's all I know. I hope this helps someone. I'm trying not to upset anyone. I'm trying not to throw my. I mean, I'm just telling you what happened in my life. That's all I know. Those are scars, deep, deep scars, and I don't understand why it happened. I would never choose to inflict that kind of pain on other people. And so, if your parents have not inflicted pain on you and have not abused you and have not tortured you and have not uh, left there's certain things parents do. They have to yell, they have to discipline, they have to fight for their rights as parents and individuals and etc. But all I'm saying is if you've been treated this way by a parent, break free. And if your parent has messed up once in a while, give them a chance. So that's all I know, and that's all we're going to talk about today. We'll talk with you later. Bye-bye.